John, good morning.
Buenas, how good day, Chris and Sabrina?
Right, let's just get right into it, Uncle John. If you could, what sets you apart from the other candidates running in the Democratic primary for Molesto mayor?
What sets me apart between Julie and Steve are my background within the community. I have served 16 years as a municipal planning council member under previous mayors. And I say previous mayors as in Bob Cruz, Rita Tanatongo, and Sherry Chargala. And I was involved heavily with the youth and sports program within the village and the beautification of that village.
Tell me about some of the beautification projects you were involved with.
The beautification projects that I was involved with was the best looking yard every year, who gets some kind of a cash award from the Municipal Planning Council of Molesto. And now we don't even see that. People are not motivated any longer to make Mauricio, beautify Mauricio the way it used to be. Mm-hmm. And I have plans on bringing those projects and programs back.
Okay, well, that's what we're here for. What are some of those plans?
Incentive programs, such as your highways. You can go into look into your resources here. The Adopt a Highway program. Also, to beautify it even better, is enact the Neighborhood Watch program.
You said you were involved with 3 different mayors, mayoral
administration,
right? And you were on the municipal planning councils for each of them. And we talked to Julie about the constant problem with flooding.
Yes.
What will you do to address that if elected?
If elected, to address the flooding problem, and I know firsthand flooding in Molesto. I get the worst of that flood. Anyways, I have contacted Public Works. We have sat down and we had agreed that we might tap into the U.S. EPA, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, mm-hmm. and we will look into ways as to mitigate that flooding problem. Mm-hmm. There are ways, there are solutions. It just takes planning and action.
You said you experienced it firsthand. Can you share your story?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, can you share your story?
My story?
Mm-hmm.
Every time we get a heavy raindrop for 15 minutes or longer, it tends to overflow the culvert up there by the so-called Barcinas area. And it goes all the way down into my area. There was one night, it actually came into my house in the middle of the night.
Oh.
But I did not evacuate my family at any time. We cleaned up ourselves.
Okay.
Uncle John, you know what I noticed is there's a lot of people running for mayor for the village of Molesto. Why do you think that is? Are people maybe just not satisfied with the level of service they're getting from the incumbent mayor?
Since you put it that way, Chris, and yes, there are people who are interested in change for the village of Molesto. We want change, and we see a lot of changes that we can instill, and working with other government agencies, private sectors, the military, we can make big changes for the beautiful Molesto for the better.
Well, Uncle John, let's say you get in first 6 months. What do you think you can accomplish for the people of your village?
First and foremost, I would like to clean up that mayor/community center inside and out. Maybe even get it renovated so we can bring that community center back to its intended purpose, using it as a community center for meetings, parties, what have you. And secondly, I know you had mentioned prior to me the pier part.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you're familiar with Molesto, we have an old, dilapidated government building there right across the pier. I can work diligently and tactfully with proper government agencies to get rid of that building and maybe convert it into during the week like a night market. And on weekends, you had mentioned that our pier is very well visited, overpopulated on weekends. Right. I can probably work with GFD to bring down a rescue unit on weekends to protect our people that are patronizing that pier, swimming.
Can you tell us a little bit more about, I guess, your work experience? I'm not sure if I heard that earlier. All I heard was how you worked with the municipal council.
My work experience is I retired after 29 years in the Federal Fire Department as an assistant fire chief. I had served in the United States Army for 8 years, and now I work for the Guam Army National Guard under contract as the fire protection specialist.
Okay.
Well, so how do you think that background, I mean, with paramilitary background, how do you think that's going to work, if elected as mayor? Is that part of your approach, Uncle John, that you'd go in there, military style?
No, I'm not. I'm not going to bring military style to the community. No, I'm not. But I will work diligently with our sister command to work, help us out, bring the village back to its beauty.
Mm-hmm. Who's the sister command? Is it the Coast Guard?
Yes, it is, the U.S. Coast Guard.
Right. So what do you think could be done to improve that relationship with the sister command?
Transparency, better communication.
Why do you say that?
Right now, I don't think our sister command is being used to its utmost importance. Then we got Mauricio Elementary School, who has the Guam Army National Guard Department of Military Affairs as their sister command, who can also come down there and assist in whatever the school needs regarding maintenance or even painting.
Okay. All right, sir.
What about illegal dumping and stray dogs in the village? Do you think those are problems? And if elected, how would you address those issues?
Chris, illegal dumping and stray dog farms are island-wide. And as mentioned before, Gain is well overwhelmed with the animal population up there.
Right.
But we can go out and talk to those pet owners face-to-face, not just sending out notices. Talk to them face-to-face. Hey, there is a law that your dog's got to be on a leash, so can we please put them on a leash before you get fined or before somebody gets hurt from those dogs?
All right.
As far as illegal dumping, there's resources that even the mayor's people can get rid of metallic waste free of charge. We do not need to wait on Public Works or the mayor's council to appropriate funds, so we can get rid of most of our metallic waste.
Uncle John, we have 2 minutes if you want to give your closing address to the voters.
Yes. For the people, most of you know who I am, John Paul Taijeron, better known as John Jensen. I ask for your support, and we'll bring the community back to the way it was. Everybody says change, but change will happen if we should take office. Again, John Taijeron, number 1. Go, Team John.
Thank you, Uncle John. You still got a minute if you haven't, or you're good. That's it, right? Short and sweet.
I'm good.
All right, Uncle John, good luck.
All right, thank you. Have a
Okay,
nice
that's
Take
that. Okay. Right on. Viva Malesso! Viva! Let me tell you, I have so many memories, great memories of Malesso growing up, man. My grandma, we lived on Canani Road. We would go to church. We would walk to church, a CCD, from Canani Road to the, where the church is. And there was like a shave ice cart. And we would, we did our chores. We were good. Well, I was grandma's pet, so I always had money. But we would get the shave ice after CCD. And then we would go over to the pier. And at this time, the pier was still kind of like new. So, yeah, it's definitely changed. I mean, right. 9:45.